Alright, so today I am going to go over on how to make some gluten-free, keto-friendly almond flour bread. So I'm going to try two different versions of this bread. I've tried one version using just a regular almond flour, and that is it's not blanched. And then I also have another one that I just bought today. I'm going to try it for the blanched. And the blanched basically is, it's a way of removing the skins from the almonds. So here is the unblanched almond flour. And as you can see from the blanched almond flour, it's a lot whiter. You don't have the skins in there. From what I've read, is the skins can be a little bit of bitter, so that's probably why I didn't like the first batch that I did. So what I got here is I got a cup and a half of almond flour, and the almond flour that I used, it comes in either blanched or unblanched. It's Anthony's almonds. It is it's certified gluten-free. So this works for you if you are on a gluten-free diet, and also works for you if you are following the ketogenic diet. So I've got a cup and a half of almond flour. You're going to need about 6 eggs, and you want them to be separated. So you want, in one bowl you want to have the egg whites, and in another bowl you want to have the egg yolks. I'm going to be using about half teaspoon to a quarter teaspoon of cream of tartar, and that's going to go into the egg whites, and that kind of helps give them a little bit more structure. We're going to be using about 3 to 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Got about 4, maybe 4.5 tablespoons of butter. And then here's my eggs. And if you're wondering what the different colored ones are, those are farm fresh. We ran out of farm fresh eggs, had to go to the store and buy some more. I don't like the store-bought ones because I don't like them. So let's get this going. Alright, so I did the eggs, and I definitely got some yolks into the egg whites. I tried scooping some of them out, and I added one half a teaspoon of cream of tartar to here, and you can see there's some of my egg whites right there. When you have the egg whites in there, it kind of hinders the egg white's ability to kind of fluff up, and that's kind of what gives the almond flour, the almond bread, the rise to it. So I'm going to put the eggs into my kitchen mixer and get them. I'm going to beat these things. Alright, so here's my kitchen mixer. If you have one, these things are awesome for doing eggs with. Okay, so while that's feeding, inside my Ninja, I have added the almond flour and 4 teaspoons of the baking powder. Okay, so now, let's see if these are done. Yep, so since I got these stiff peaks right here with the egg whites, tells me they're done. So I like using the kitchen mixer to do the egg whites. My wife has this uncanny ability to be able to do it with a hand mixer inside of a bowl, I can never get them the way she does. So what we're going to do is save these. We're going to be using them in a little bit with the bread dough. So as I was saying earlier, it might not be able to hurt me because of the mixer, but inside my Ninja, I have got the almond flour. I added 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and I also forgot that you need to add a little bit of salt to here. Not much, maybe a quarter teaspoon or so, just a little bit. And one of the things that I'm going to do to this loaf that I didn't do the last loaf is I'm going to be adding a little bit of pumpkin pie spice to it, just because I don't like the flavor of this one at all. If I slather a whole bunch of butter on it, then it's actually good. I tried making grilled cheese out of it, and it was one of those things where it wasn't all that great. Some other people may like it. I just didn't like it at all, so I finished off the loaf myself. So I'm gonna try a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. Maybe it's because these are maybe because the almonds are not blanched. That might be it. I'm not sure. All right, so I got the pinch or so of salt in there. What you want to do is you want to add the butter into here, and you want to add the egg yolks in here as well, and then we're going to mix it for a little bit. All right, so I added the egg yolks and the butter to the mixture. I'm going to turn it on and okay, so now it's mixed up. When it's mixed up after you do that, it kind of looks like baby vomit. Is the best way I can describe it. So what we're going to want to doing is we're going to add about between a quarter to a third of the egg whites to this mixture, and then we're going to blend it for a little bit, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, so I added about between a quarter and a third of the egg whites to this mixture. Turn it back on. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take all the batter out of here and add it to our KitchenAid mixer bowl, because now we're going to fold the batter into the egg whites. The reason I want to do that is because the egg whites is what gives the dough its sort of rise, if you will. It makes it nice and airy and whatnot, so we don't want to put it in here and mix it all down and crush everything in here. So I'm going to get that done here in a second. Alright, so I got the dough, which it went from like a baby vomit to like a diarrhea consistency. So now we're just going to kind of fold it into the egg whites. Okay, so now it's all folded in there. Now it really does look like diarrhea. So now what we got to do is we got to add it to a loaf pan. So I've got a 8-inch by 4-inch greased loaf pan right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all the almond flour or the almond batter mix to it, and then we're going to bake it in the oven. And you want your oven preheated to about 375 degrees, I believe. Alright, so now I got all the batter added to my loaf pan. So as you can see, it's about the way to the top. When this bakes, because of the salt and because of the baking powder, it'll actually end up rising a little bit more. So I will show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. We bake it for about 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes is up, what you want to do is you want to use a toothpick to stick right in the center of it to make sure it's completely done. You're going to want to err on the side of cooking it a little bit too long rather than not enough, because otherwise it's going to be kind of nasty in the middle. So if you want to bake it for like 32 minutes or whatnot, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, just use like either a knife or a toothpick and stick it right in the center and make sure it's completely done. To be on the safe side, you could bake it for like an extra 2 minutes more. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's completely done. The first loaf of almond flour bread that I had made. This is the one that used the unblanched almond flour, and I also had a little bit of the pumpkin pie spice in there. So I'm going to cut this in a second and I'll show you what it looks like. So here's what the unblanched almond flour dough looks like. Let's give this a try without any butter. Well, hold on one second. Okay, now it's better. Now it's smothered in butter. Definitely butter. Makes it better. It's still not all that great with the pumpkin pie spice in there. So, either need to add more pumpkin pie spice in there. I think add like a teaspoon or two. I think maybe like half a cup or so to get rid of the flavor. It just, I don't know, just for me it doesn't taste all that great. Some other people may love. People who love almond butter probably love this dough. As far as like a gluten-free style dough that will not raise your blood sugar at all, this is a great alternative. And then for those following the keto diet, this definitely works. So I'm going to see what the other one comes out to be like. The one that I used using the blanched almond flour. So I'll see what that looks like.